push-pull theory here.
The frame is alloy steel.
You push it to go right, you pull it to go left.
Body is fiberglass composite.
You got your brake system here.
A lot of exotic aerospace materials.
These things stop on a dime.
The most radical form of gravity racing is the Street Luge. These stretch skateboards can hit speeds over 70 miles an hour. To keep the weight down and the adrenaline high, street lugers have no brakes. You stop the Fred Flintstone way.
These were brand new this morning.
From his record-holding Genesis board to the brand new Eagle, Roger's been busy refining his design.
It has a tube chassis that comes all the way through the bottom of this, and then this is fully enclosed for aerodynamics to make it a lot smoother. It creates torsional flex like this, so it just handles a lot better. This thing handles like an Indy car compared to this one.
So if you win, it's because you have the better board.
It's because I'm the best rider.
So we'll be going 60 miles an hour down this S-turn with no brakes.
Right.
How do we stop?
You're putting your brakes on right now.
So I'm just laying there hanging out, and if I see like a little S-turn coming, I just kind of stick my leg out and it will turn me?
Yeah,
no problem?
just like ballet.
Roger, what are some last-minute safety precautions I need to know before going down this hill at 60 miles an hour?
Good insurance policy, and don't blame me for anything.
Great. I feel so much safer now.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's on the lean. Be mean with a clean lean. There's all my Reeboks.
Wow, gravity racing looks like fun. It looks like it's scary too. How was it?
Oh, it was scary. The only way you can stop in land luging is with your feet.
Yeah, now you weren't braking too much because you beat Roger, right?
I did beat him, but I went through a pair of shoes.
Now what do we have here? These things are absolutely cool looking, but I don't know why.
These are helmets for gravity racing. Roger Hickey invented them, and they're very aerodynamic. This is used for stand-up skateboarding, and this one's used for land luging.
Kind of a Darth Vader look, and then the Power Rangers on that one.
Yeah, I guess you could say.
I do one impression, may I?
Sure.
Laura, I'm your father.
Next, Phil and I go ghost.
Into roller luge. It's the road version of the winter sport of luge. The slim, streamlined boards are just inches off the ground. It's an exercise in gravity terror. This is the Team Max from Thousand Oaks, California. Their favorite luging spot is the long, twisting mountain road that runs through Los Padre Forest. They hit 80 miles per hour and they don't bother one bit about oncoming traffic. Steering? There isn't any. You just lean one way or the other. And brakes? There aren't any either. You just put your foot down.
How's that?
Well, that was roller luge, and these guys...
Now picture this, if you will. You're lying flat on your back on a small piece of aluminium with skateboard wheels, and you're traveling at a fast speed down a suburban hill. Now believe it or not, this is the latest craze to hit the streets of Melbourne. It is called street luging, and the police and residents unfortunate enough to live on a hill steep enough for the craze are intent on having it banned. Andrew Smith is Australia's street luge champion, and he has first-hand knowledge of some of the cowboys in the sport who, frankly, are giving it a very bad name. Andrew joins us this morning. How are you doing, Andrew?
Good, thank you. Morning, Steve.
Now, you would support, obviously, any crackdown on these, I'll call them, you call them cowboys, I'll call them luge layers. Any crackdown on them?
Absolutely, absolutely. The biggest problem that we have, or the closest comparison would be like Joe Citizen jumping into a Formula One Formula One car, no protective gear, a substandard vehicle, and going racing. It just doesn't happen.
All right, now, the fellow that's attracting all the media attention in Melbourne at the moment, especially through this article that appeared in the Herald Sun, is a young fellow called Rob Williams. Now, you contacted him after the story appeared. Were you able to convince him that what he and others are doing is dangerous and wrong and is bringing the sport into disrepute?
Yeah, I've actually known Rob for a little while, and he's a very nice guy, personally. I'm quite sure he's now fully aware of the ramifications of his actions and the photo that was taken. The organisation which I belong to, which is the IGSA, it's an American-based organisation, has been trying for years, approximately 15 years in fact, to clean up the sport to such an extent that now in America and Europe, with the ESPN Extreme Games, it is of such a highly professional nature that you've really got to be on your game with equipment as well as your skill level to even come close.
Well, now, talking about equipment, I mean, some of these guys are wearing shorts and T-shirts and runners. I mean, that's just crazy.
It is, absolutely, and I've got to agree with you. To race, for example, full-faced helmet, 1 or 2 piece leather outfit, leather gloves and proper luge boots, which have been designed by Biker Sherlock, the world's #1, and built by Converse shoes. These particular boots have a special rubber compound because it's our feet that we use for brakes.
Right.
We're not allowed any mechanism at all on the actual luge, brakes or any other type of mechanism at all.
Now
so
these
shorts and T-shirts really aren't, safe at all.
These guys reckon they can crack speeds of 110 k's. Do you believe that?
I've got to admit that with Rob's luge, I would doubt it. I've been clocked at 125. Bob Pereira in America has apparently broken the 132 km/h mark, but that's extremely hard to do.
All right, now you're Australia's only professional street luge racer, and you've got your weapon. I thought it was a mannequin, I have to tell you in the beginning. Besides, we're about to go to a break, but can you just adopt the horizontal, as it were? Show me how you ride one of those things.
Yes, certainly, not a problem.
Now, that's aluminium, right?
Yes, that's right, 6060T aluminium.
Right, and what sort of width and length are we talking about?
My particular luge, at the moment, is 2.4 metres long.
Okay. And you're registered, you're carrying a number plate?
That's right, that's my race number plate.
Okay. All right, well, let's have a look. Show us how you do it. I think I might say goodbye to you now, Andrew. I suspect you're going to disappear into the distance.
Certainly. Thanks very much for the chance to talk, Steve.
No, it's a pleasure.
Take care.
You too. You too. It's not the main road, incidentally.
Exactly. They were being very responsible.
He was.
That was...
I've been hanging for this. It's Street Luge mass time. 4 guys down a hill somewhere in a suburb near you. Don't try this one at home. This is awesome. This course is about 1 kilometre long. It'll blow your mind when you see what these guys do coming down this course. The first 4 competitors, Marcus Highstead, the local guy from Geelong in Victoria, Todd Lear, Waldo Altry and Biker Sherlock, the world champion, as they head down the course for the first time. A sweeping left-hand, right-hand corner. As they come out of it, these guys are loving this course. It's pretty testing. As you can see, one of the competitors is off now, getting hit by his board, and Marcus Highstead almost comes unstuck on a witch's hat. Let's have another look at it. Watch Marcus out to the right. Oh, takes out a witch's hat, but holds it together to continue down the course. Out in front right now, it is the world champion Biker Sherlock, showing you how it's done. Scrubbing off a bit of speed into that corner. And here comes Marcus Highstead, the young guy from Geelong in Victoria. Look at the way they hang off their boards. Most of their body is not even on the board as they cross the finish line in the first heat. Biker Sherlock goes through, and coming through in 3rd place is Marcus Highstead. Nice run from him. Waldo Altry takes 2nd, and they move on through to the 2nd round. Coming up in the 2nd heat right now, we've got Eric Thompson in the far from the camera, Peter Fisser, Stephen Fernando, and Darren Lott. Darren's actually written a book about street luging. If you ever get a chance to read it, it'll give you some insight to what these guys are all about as they take off into the first corner. This is flat out. These guys reach speeds of up to 130 kilometers an hour. And Darren Lott seems to have it all together out in front right now. They pass through the sweeping right-hander. You can hear these things screaming as they go past. The guys wash off speed in different ways. You can put your arm out, you can drop your feet. There's some scrubbing going on into the corner now. You want to set yourself up for that corner way early as the guys move through into the lower half of the course. Darren Lott flying towards the finish line, makes a nice run there. Look at the smoke coming off his feet. Perry Fisser comes through in second place. And those guys will move through to the next round. It's round 3 time. Andrew Smith in the far from the camera. Tom Mason, Jarrett Ewanek and Lee Danzy. A lot of rivalry between Biker Sherlock and Lee Danzy, closest to camera. A lot of tension at the starting line as we go on board with the camera mounted to one of the Street Luges and check out these guys going through the first turn. From here it all drops downhill. As you can see, the Gold Coast in the background. This thing drops away so fast you're almost scared to drive a car down this road. As we stay on board checking out the riders disappearing into the distance, sweeping through the left-hander. It's got to be flat out at over 100 kilometers an hour holding a line through this corner. It looks like one of the riders has come off, and yes, it's Jarrett Ewanek. He's come off. He looks to be all right as the other competitors blast away from him, sweeping down the bottom part of the course. Really pushing both rider and equipment to the limits as they come through the last corner. Look at them holding that line, and a close race that one. And Danzy, yes, Lee Danzy gets in first place. Tom Mason goes through in second. Check the smoke off their shoes.
Inside of the water.
Well, as the boys are warming up on the hill for the Street Luge mass competition, I'm certainly ducking for cover. The speeds these guys hit, unbelievable. Let's go to the top of the hill.
It's a 4-man heat and one very fast girl, Pamela Pinky Zualian. Let's check him out further from the cameras. George Orton, Pam Zualian, Dave Auld, Mark Green and Mike Colabella as they head down into the first corner. Tight racing already. Let's see how they pan out the other side of this corner. Oh, and they've come out wide. It looks like George Orton has almost lost and almost taken out Mike Colabella. And Mark Green has had to take evasive action and slams heavily. Pinky Zualian almost takes out George Orton and moves into second place. Let's have another look. Really wide through that corner, taking out the witches' hats. And George Orton is all over the road. Mark Green has to take big-time evasive action and loses his ride, gets thrown across the track into the hay bales. Pinky Zualian almost takes out George Orton, but she moves into second place. And now she's out after Mike Colabella. Come from 5th to 2nd. Good race for Pinky Zualian. George Orton, the big loser, as they head down towards the finish line. And coming across the line first is Mike Colabella. Second, Pinky Zualian, the only girl in the competition. And third is Dave Auld. What an awesome heat that was. And Pinky looks stoked. All right, we're heading back up to the top. This is round 2, heat number 1. Furthest from the camera, Perry Fisser, Waldo Waltree, Darren Lott, and the world champion. Off to not a good start. Biker Sherlock still pushing now as they head down, as they slot in here into the first corner. It's all about aerodynamics and finding the best line through a corner without losing speed as they come out. Biker Sherlock challenging Darren Lott, takes first place from Darren Lott. Look how low to the ground he is, how smooth he is through the corners. Not braking at all, not scrubbing and washing off any speed.